What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and since this is the last day for the Immortal Typhon, I want to show some love to the 7 Deadly Sins characters because I did promise you all that I would test Bon here and Elizabeth against Immortal Typhon because they are purples. They do have the type advantage, but we're also going to show a little love to Geese and show how good he is here as well. And to prove how confident I am in this team, this isn't going to be a pre-recorded video. We're just going to jump in the run and try to do the clear. Now, Merlin is absolutely insane for this because she does give the PG rate to the 7 Deadly Sins characters. We're going to show some love to old waifu also. And also that increased 45% of attack. And the thing about her is she does actually have chill in her kit, which is awesome. She actually has chill on her second skill. Apply the cold spell, which is amazing for this. It's actually going to enable you to do more damage against the Immortal Typhon. But she also has a freeze effect. 4 seconds after landing a critical hit, freezes the target for 2 seconds for a 15-second cooldown. And whenever you freeze Immortal Typhon, he kind of sits there in a stunned motion, or froze motion, I guess you would say. And your characters actually have more survivability, and they can actually do a lot of damage to him because of that. He's not interrupting their skills as often. And I am going to be using the old Merlin set. I realize a lot of you don't have this. If you don't have this set and you're using Merlin, you can just put an Akane set on old girl. But the set is amazing. We've tested this set. It's actually insane for Merlin. It will allow her to do more damage because it does increase chill damage and the active skill damage by 23%. Whenever you're spamming your skills, actually amazing. And we are going to be using this card here from the BS banner that gives you the increased attack by 5%. The cooldown, and also gives you the 50% chance to increase attack by 13% upon landing a blast skill. And this is actually really good for Merlin because she actually has a lot of blast skills. Look at that. Blast skills. That's all she has. Blast, 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 blast. Her specials, everything. So it bumps her up tremendously. And again, you can just use cooldown cards. Now, Bon, this is something I was very interested about. Bon actually has 15% PG rate in his core. And he's going to get 20% PG rate from Merlin. So he's going to give him a 35% total of PG rate, which normally I would like 40 to 50%, but I decided just to use 7 Deadly Sin stones on him. So I really didn't give him that any PG rate. This PG rate from this last stone isn't applicable against the Immortal Typhon. PG rate is, not PG gain. Whenever it says gain there, gains 4% power. That is useless against all the dungeons except for Immortal Victor. And then we are running the Akane set, and I am running the Rugal option card because it actually increases damage to strike skills. And when you take a look at old Bon, that's what he's using. A lot of strike skills, which is awesome. All strike skills, his finishers, all of his regular skills. So that's actually a very good card for him. And Bon, this is something I was really curious about, how well he would do here. He actually did pretty decent. I was actually pretty impressed with him. Now, the only bad thing about him is the third skill doesn't really cancel as fast as what you would like. But other than that, he's pretty damn good. Honestly, he actually put in quite a bit of work here. I was actually pleasantly surprised with him. Now, Elizabeth here is actually quite the god here because she has 30% PG rate in her core. So with Merlin's leadership, she actually has 50% PG rate. That's massive, my friends. That is massive. And she does have a 3PG, a nice long 3PG animation. Because of the 50% PG rate, the truth is she just builds up her PG super fast. She doesn't have immunity, but she does have decreased damage received by 85%, which makes her pretty damn tanky. And she gets the increased attack buff on her second skill, which is actually quite nice. Actually, that's also another thing about Bon. He has lots of attack buffs. And then for Elizabeth, we're running the Akane set and the 3PG. On this first team, I would just run Akane's if I didn't have that Merlin set for Merlin. And then we get into the BS team, well, almost BS team. And, we're going to show some love to BS Orochi because he does have this increased boss fighter attack by 45%, PG rate by 20%. So those of you that have BS Orochi, you're probably going to be loving life because you can actually use this team. And this is actually a great team because you can actually use a 97 Orochi himself. And that's actually really great because he'll benefit from the BS Orochi's leadership. So in total, he's going to have 40% PG rate. And I do have a PG rate stone on him, so he's actually going to have a total of 48% PG rate. But you really don't need this. I am going to be using it, though, because I don't have another stone leveled up for him. And then I do have just a regular HP stone on the first one. And then I have this decreased enemy defenses for 20% for 4 seconds upon landing an active skill. We've actually tested these stones, and really the double attack are better. But the decreased enemy defenses is still a really good stone, in all honesty. And then we are running this set on 97 Orochi. The reason I chose to use this set on him is because it actually has the increased attack by 13%, 30% chance to increase the target's damage received by 10% for 8 seconds upon landing an active skill on a 20-second cooldown. And since 97 Orochi has the type advantage, he's just going to do, you know, a lot of damn damage to this boss. I'm also running with the Makare 3PG that came in the BS banner because it's just a longer 3PG animation. However, you could use the 3PG from the Epic Quest. You could even use that same card on BS Orochi. For BS Orochi, I'm actually running the KS set. This really isn't the optimal set, but he is a balanced type fighter, and really the KS set can help balance type fighters. The reason I'm using it is just to make him a little bit tankier, just to give him a lot of extra defenses. He's still going to be more than strong enough. Really, my whole thing is just to keep them 3PGs up as much as I can, to stall the timer as long as I can, to really do enough damage. And he does have max imprint stones, which is a real crapper that the game didn't provide those stones for all of the new players or the players that didn't get the BS Orochi and BS Rugal leveled up completely. I am still irked about that, and I still do think that's bullshit. Hopefully in the next BS banner they don't do that. And then we have Geese here, who you can actually get the stones for right now. If you get him to 3 stars, you will get 3 imprint stones for him. As you can see, I am using something a little bit different for him. I did level up the last imprint stone for him, but I did move it to another character. I'll talk about that in another video. But we have the BS stone, the first one and the second one here. And then, and the decreased damage received by 30% is actually very important for Geese because he can die pretty easy. And then we have a double attack stone that actually has darkness. And that's going to work really well with Geese because Geese actually has a nice attack buff for darkness. You know, increases active skill damage by 50% when attacking enemies affected by shock or darkness. He does apply darkness, but having a little extra darkness does help from that imprint stone. He doesn't even have max capsules. And I'm running the Yentama set. And I would just run the Akane set on him. In all honesty, that set would actually give you some immunity at the end. So that actually could help him. I think we got a little bit of a bug here. I'm not really sure what's going on. But this set actually increases darkness damage, the same as the Merlin set with the Starlight and the Chill. This increases darkness, damage, and shock. So that actually works really well for Geese because he actually has shock and darkness. He's got shock on this skill, and then he actually has darkness on this skill. So it's a great set for him. And then I'm running both of the option cards on him. He does have a strike skill in his second skill, and he has strike skill on his finisher. And then he has his first and third skill are blast skills. So let's jump into the action and let's rock and roll. Alright, watch this PG building insanity here. The 7 Deadly Sins characters really are insane when it comes to this kind of thing. Let's go. I'm just going to go ahead and play on manual. Second skill, first skill, third skill, second skill. We'll go to Bond, run through his skills. Go to Elizabeth, run through her skills. And look at that. Look at how fast she's building up that PG. And we're just going to go ahead and switch to Merlin. We're going to spam her skills because we want to apply as much chill as we can. There we go. Now we're going to have Elizabeth here. She's going to have her 3 PG build up. Check this out. I'm going to switch to Merlin. Now we want to switch to Bond real quick here. I don't want Merlin to use her 3PG, so I went ahead and switched back to her real quick. Now we're going to switch to Bond. And Bond, you know, like his third skill really is kind of a crux in all honesty when it comes to this. But he does have a nice long 3PG. He actually can do fairly well. Now I don't want to use Merlin's default here. It is a long skill, but I really prefer to use her 3PG. Come on, girl. Here we go. We're just going to keep playing her. We're going to keep playing her. We're going to keep playing her. Switch to Bond. There we go. As soon as I build up that 3PG, I switch to the next character. Now we're just going to spam Merlin. Hopefully somebody will use their 3PG. There we go. Good, good, good. That's really what you want. You want to be able to spam while your other characters are using their 3PG. Come on, girl. And I really wanted to show this team because they really are insane for this. I mean, they really surprised me. Very, very happy with them. And I know a lot of you were really curious at how well the 7 Deadly Sins characters would do against this guy, right? Now with Bond, a lot of times you just really like, if you just do the second skill and the first skill whenever you're spamming, you can actually do really, really well. Come on, girl, come on. I mean, you can see how often these characters are using their skills. It's nuts. I had to go ahead and switch here. Look at that, 280 million, guys. 280 million from that first team. And they're not even fully maxed out. They're just at 3-star. What do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do whenever they're fully maxed out? They're going to be insane. Come on, Geese. Now, I want to spam when I'm using 97 Orochi. Again, he has the type advantage. He's going to do a lot of damage to this guy, and that's exactly what we want to do here. We just want to spam as much as possible. Let's go, let's go. And man, Geese, this is what I mean by Geese too, by the way, guys. His PG is just so long. Really, all of these characters have long PGs. Let's go. It's awesome, man. Freaking love it. There we go, exactly. Now, Geese's survivability isn't the greatest. There we go. And now we can spam 97 Orochi again, which is exactly what we want to do. Try to apply as much damage as possible. Again, he's got that type advantage. Okay, so Geese died. No problem, guys. We'll get it, we'll get it. It's going to be all up to the Orochis. No problem. Like I said, that decreased damage received is very important for Geese. Try to help keep him alive as long as possible. And whenever you switch to him, you really got to make sure you use his hyper armor skill. If you're having trouble keeping him alive, you might want to guard until your skills are off cooldown and then run through your skills. But that's how easy it is with this team. It's absolutely insane. And yeah, you know, I could have used SS Athena, Nameless, and Kula, which is an amazing team. In all honesty, if I would have used those three instead of BS Orochi, 97 Orochi, and Geese, that would have been pretty nuts too. Or really for the second team, you could have used SS Athena, 97 Orochi, and Nameless, which would have been insanely good because all of the characters would have been purple. I mean, I don't think this is even the optimal team, but you saw how well they did. Again, the 7 Deadly Sins characters, I mean, being at 3-star, my friends. 3-star. And then I got one 97 Orochi at level 40, and then Geese at level 30. And easily, with 22 seconds to spare, was able to get that 500 million. You just want to make sure you're applying chill and freeze on that first team. That's why a lot of people use SS Athena and Kula and Nameless on that first team. Kula for that freeze. Plus SS Athena is just a god in here. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. I'm really happy to see these 7 Deadly Sins characters pull it through. Really happy that Bomb is not the best in my opinion, but definitely is useful and definitely can put in quite a bit of work, surprisingly. I think just whenever you play him, you might want to just cancel your first and second skill more often than trying to use a third, because if your skills are awakened and you're using his third skill, it just, whoa, you know, he just keeps kind of running through the skill and you can't cancel it. But if you just do the first and the second and the first skill, it's not so bad. It'll actually help him build his PG. And notice I had no capsules on Bond, guys. No capsules on Bond. No capsules on Elizabeth, right? Nothing. I did have Merlin capsule up. She's waifu. I had to take care of her. So let me know how you're all doing against Immortal Typhon. Let me know what characters you've gotten, what cards you've gotten, and what you'd like to see next. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time, Sunday through Thursday. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.